What is going on, guys? It is Bucky, and welcome to your 25th XHTML and CSS tutorial. And in this tutorial, we're going to be going over how to style links. And if you guys are like, alright, I know that a link is A, so if I just go ahead and type A and write how I want the link to appear, it's good. No need to watch this tutorial. Well, not so fast, because a link is actually a lot more complicated than you might think. A link is actually composed of something called states, and a state is basically when and how you press the link. So I'm just going to go through the different states, and then you guys are going to understand what I'm talking about. There's one link for when the page is first visited. There's another state for when the link has been clicked. There's another state for as you're mousing over the link, and there's the last state is as your mouse button is down and as you are clicking the link. So one link can have 4 different styles, and they typically do have 4 different styles, believe it or not. So let's go ahead and let me show you how to not only change the styling on a link, but change the styling on each different state. So let's go ahead and just add well, first of all, we know that the element for link is A, so let's go ahead and add a link on our screen. So a href, whoa, hello, a href equals, of course, is going to go to the newboston.com and just type the new Boston and check it out, and we'll just actually add some. This is just normal text. So now we have a link, and when we refresh it, we have a link and some normal text. But as you can see, whenever we are hovering over it or whenever we are clicking it, it changes to red. So we can begin to see the different kind of states right now, but maybe we don't want it to be, you know, purple by default, or when we click it to turn red. Those are the things where you're going to adjust. So by default, before you even click a link, it's going to be at its default state, and that is a semicolon link. The A stands for the anchor, of course, which is the element, and the semicolon and the name after it, this is the state. So now this is basically the default link. Now we can style it what it is by default, and let's just go ahead and add color red and text decoration. We'll just set this to none. Now the text decoration, you can either have this like underline, or I think there's something called like strike through or line through or something. No one ever uses it. It's basically underline or none. So first, let me point this out before I confuse you guys. When I refresh this, you says by default it doesn't turn red. That's because I already went to this site before plenty of times, thenewboston.com. So actually, what state we're looking at right now is visited. So let's go ahead and edit that right now. A visited is when you already clicked a link, and you know, it's like links visited. You know what it means. Why am I even explaining this to you? So we want the links that we already visited. Let's go ahead and just turn them green, something real simple. So now when we go ahead and save and refresh this, since this link has already been visited, that's why it's going to appear green, just like that. So now we know how to adjust the style for default links that we haven't been to and links that we have been to. Now I told you guys that there are other states other than this, and that is one, their state is when you are hovering over the link. Now this doesn't matter if you already been to it or you have not been to it. When you're hovering over it, you're hovering over it. So let's go ahead and make this one a lot different. So background color, let's just change this to blue. Change the background to blue. And what else can we do? Change the color of the text to white. That might make it a little easier to read. Put text decoration underline. I always like hovering over to be underlined, so in order to do that, you need to change a property called text decoration. And let's just go ahead, font weight bold. Make sure I spelled that right. Good enough. So now whenever you hover over it, let me just go ahead and do this. Whenever you hover over it, you get a blue background. You can see the text changes from green to white. You get an underline, and your font turns from regular to bold. Pretty cool, huh? So that's like how to make your website kind of dynamic and changing using just basic CSS. So, just thought I'd throw that out there. So now the one last state I want to cover is called the active state. Now the active state is as you are pressing down and your finger is holding down that button, this is the active state. So active, what do we want to do when our mouse button is active? Let's just go ahead and do something simple. Change the background color to orange. Simple enough. So let's go ahead and save this, and let me explain to you guys what my finger is doing. Alright, right now I'm just moving my mouse. Now I'm hovering over it, so that's where the A hover comes into play, and now I'm clicking down. Maybe you can hear me. Here, maybe you can hear my mouse. See, now I'm holding it down. Now it's active. And of course, if I let go, it's going to go ahead and take me to the greatest website ever, thenewboston.com. There we go. Welcome to the New Boston. Have to check this out later. But anyways, that is the basics of the different states. I mean, before you might be thinking, alright, a link's a link, a link, a link. But no, it's actually composed of 4 different states, and that's what get a lot of people hung up and confused. But now you guys have the edge on them because you understand those different states and how you can alter them. So that's all I got for you guys for this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.